So Ben, a testing time for everybody at the minute in terms of the lockdown and COVID-19 impact that's had. Could you just give us an update on the club's situation in terms of our finances at the present time?
Yeah, it's been a difficult 6 months. However, we're positively looking forward. The deficit that we have to deal with is £12 million, and ultimately that will continue to get worse as and when we continue to struggle with our finances and getting people back into the ground. But what we have to do is turn it into a positive, and I'm really pleased with how clear and concise we went out with the rebate scheme. We were applauded and commended by other clubs, Premier League and Championship, for being one of the first to go out. The three options that we gave were effectively: fans are entitled to their rebate, so they can take it. 80% of them, of the 36,000, took that up. 10% choose to donate that to the academy, and a further 10% donated that to CSF, and that for CSF was a meaningful amount, which we're so blessed with the work that they do in the community for us. Moving forward, we're a club that obviously wants to be open and transparent about what happens next season. Our view is that we want to try and get fans in into the stadium as quickly and as safely as possible. We will be able to do that, hopefully, through test events. But if people cannot attend for whatever reason, then we will honour them rebates, and we will do that through our on-account system on the ticket basis, that people can go online and they can either take their monies or they can use their monies for other areas of the football club. But effectively, their monies sit on account. So moving forward, we're quite clear and obvious around. We want to continue with the same rebate scheme that we've had if people are not able to attend matches. We're also looking at a potential live streaming opportunity for both home and away games for our iFollow package, but we're waiting on some confirmation from the EFL around whether we can actually offer that through our Canaries TV. We would love to do that to all 31,000 members or season ticket holders, because we feel that support, albeit through Canaries TV, is vital to follow the team home and away. So we're looking to propose that and try that, and we're waiting back on the EFL. But ultimately, from a rebate perspective, we want to be clear and concise that fans that can't attend matches will receive a rebate.
Tell us a little bit about what fans can expect if and when they do return to watching games at Carrow Road.
Well, firstly, we'll only bring fans back when it's safe to do so. We're phenomenally blessed to have 22,000 season tickets signed and sorted for next season. It's an unbelievable support base that we have here, especially when them supporters have been paying since March. During that period of time of hardship. I find it, it's exceptional. I've not seen that at any other club, really. So we're massively blessed to have that. It's been very much a lifeblood of the football club. We've clearly missed them on and off the pitch, and that engagement that we want to have with supporters. Fixture list comes out on Friday the 21st of August, as well as the draw for the Carrow Cup, which is due to be played on Saturday the 5th. So following the fixture list, we'll be communicating to all season ticket holders and hospitality clients, members, around how we will be bringing fans back into the stadium in a phased approach. The plan's up to 6,000 initially, but we're trying to push for more within the guidelines, and we're working with SGSA and the Safety Advisory Group. Things that fans will have to consider that will be changes to the stadium will be we'll have to go contactless, so we'll remain that way as a cashless stadium moving forward. There'll be bag searches, possible temperature checks on arrival. We'll have to do ID checks, because as fans choose their seats, they will be able to do so with friends and family, so a bubble, but ultimately that will be subject to ID checks on the way into the ground for the selected fixture that they have. All information around how they can do that will come out via the communication through the club channels nearer the time, but we need to get the fixture list out first.
How do you view things moving forward in terms of the club's finances, because it is an ever-changing situation with COVID and things moving forward, so how do you view things in the future?
Well, we're a proud self-finance club, which means that we have to be harder, we have to work harder and be smarter. Ultimately, it means that we have to cut our cloth accordingly, but we've already done that with a lot of our budgets. We've been really efficient with cutting costs out of our business that perhaps were nice to have rather than essential. We've looked to grow revenues where possible, and we've grown revenues on a lot of the areas that we needed to be successful. But ultimately it comes down to three things really: our club controlled income, our player trading, and our parachute payments. And we need to be creative with them parachute payments, and we need to ensure that we are as competitive as we can be on the pitch by generating as much money and being as smart as we can off the pitch.
Tell us a little bit about the reopening of the conference and banqueting areas.
Yeah, so it's a really important area of our business. It's another revenue generating area that we need to get opening and functioning as possible, as quickly as possible. It opens on the 1st of October, but obviously we need the support from local businesses to use the facilities that we have. We've got them staff back in the building. They're raring to go. We've got plans in place as to how we can really allow for socially distanced meetings and events. And once again, it's one of several areas within our club controlled remit that we need to promote and generate as much revenue as we can from.
There's lots of work being done at the minute in the closed season to get the stadium ready for next year. Could you just give us a little update on developments and how they're going?
Yeah, sure. The priority is always Colney for us and has been for a number of years now. So we did a lot of work on the pitches this summer, which is very important from an academy and first team perspective. That's now a really first class facility. At Carrow Road though, we listened to a lot of support feedback around toilet facilities that weren't adequate, and I even met with supporters, female supporters, around facilities that weren't adequate in the upper and lower Regency, and also the upper Berkeley. And what we've done is we've used our workforce here to actually make significant improvements in them areas. So hopefully when fans do come back in, they'll see some real improvements there. And look, it may be small and meaningful, but I think it will mean a lot in terms of we're working with Along Come Norwich in a campaign to almost give the opportunity for fans to choose the nets for next season. A bit of nostalgia, trying to bring it back and create a bit of a fortress for Carrow Road. And it's a bit of a nod to them because they've done such phenomenal work around driving that atmosphere. So there is an online poll that we will support going out tomorrow that effectively gives fans the vote for what do they want. Do they want yellow kits, yellow nets? Do they want yellow and green nets? Do they want the continued white nets? So we're trying to be as creative as we can to try to engage the fan base in decision making that we do around Carrow Road, and any kind of spends that we do that will help that generate that atmosphere or that stadium environment.
And on the kit release for the new season, obviously there's lots of anticipation among the fan base, with a view to obviously the club announcing this morning that we are releasing the kit on Friday. Just give us an insight into the excitement around the business and the work that's gone into getting things ready for the kit launch.
Yeah, no, I mean it always marks the start of a new season and the start of loads of optimism. And it's a great kit. It's a lovely kit, and we're hoping that the fans really take to it. But for me, it's that old adage of it marks the start of a new season, and it gives that level of positivity around, where are we going to go this season in the Championship, and how far can we take it with that new kit that comes out. It's been long overdue, so when Friday comes, I'm sure the intrigue will stop and people will have a view on it, but we think it's a great kit.
And from a retail perspective, obviously the fan hub's been open a couple of months now, and the Carrow Road store set to reopen on Friday. Just give us a view on how particularly the fan hub's been operating over the last couple of months.
Yeah, well, obviously we had to close it naturally because of COVID. Since reopening, we've obviously seen good sales in that area. All revenue generating areas for us is vital, as we've said earlier, to try and plug that gap that we've got. Everyone's working really hard to ensure that we've got as healthy club as we can have, financially, commercially, operationally. The fan hub is another entity, another area of that. So it's operating well. Our online business has thrived throughout that period, especially in retail. But it's not just about that. We need all of our areas operating at full capacity to be that self-financed club that really helps generate the income that we need to support the efforts on the pitch.
And just finally, I think you've touched on it a little bit, but just give us an insight into how COVID-19 has impacted our relationship with our partners and sort of the commercial deals that we've got in place with other companies.
Well, commercially, we're actually in a stronger year-on-year position than we were last time in 18-19 in the promotion-winning season. So, we're forever indebted to our sponsors. Two things mainly: that the growth that we've seen is really unheard of in these current periods of times, especially amongst other clubs as well. But actually, it's also the amount of money that they left in the club from a rebate perspective that I thought was really phenomenal. So that we are very, very impressed by the partnership portfolio that we've built up over the last 5 years. It would probably be the envy of a lot of other clubs, and we're very fortunate to have that level of support. But I think it goes across loads of different areas of the club, whether it be the support base, whether the staff that we've got here at Carrow Road and Colney. It's about that togetherness, and it's about pulling in the same direction. And the reason I believe we were so successful in 18-19 is because we had that sense of everyone pulling in the same direction and being that real momentum that took us over the line. We need to generate that again, and that comes from partners, it comes from staff, it comes from fans, it comes from the players, it comes from everyone pulling in that same direction. And if we can get that, we've got a real chance to have a very successful campaign.